Hey everybody, Michael Snyder here, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is June 18th, and right now we are looking at the mid-level water vapor loop. Check out this strong storm out over the Pacific Ocean, just south of the Aleutian Islands there, spinning, helping to bring some of this warmth and this ridge out here across Pacific Ocean. And in turn, we've got this trough here over the Pacific Northwest. We've got multiple rounds of precip still to go through. Some higher elevation snowfall is possible, some thunderstorms, some interesting convergent zone activity probably across western Washington as we go through the day today as well. We'll take a look at those details here coming up in a moment. And if you want a nice affordable home weather station, click on the link down below to save 10% off on this all solar powered wireless ultrasonic anemometer. And if you live on the Washington coast north of Pacific Beach there, give me an email here and I will try to set you up with the weather station there, maybe out towards La Push, Quileute, Nia Bay out there, Forks, for example. You know, it looks like we got a lot of the area covered, but if you're out there, give me a jingle. Now, taking a look here, Pendleton, Oregon National Weather Service, just talking about that potential for some snowfall at the higher terrain. And you could see chance of thunderstorms. You see these snow levels here as you go Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And just a reminder, it is not your typical weather there out across the backcountry there, folks. Be prepared. It's definitely much chillier than normal there. Be prepared and dress for that cool and wet weather. Now, this is looking at a wide view of things. There's Australia, there's Japan, there's the Hawaiian Islands. Here's the Pacific Northwest. You can see our trough's arrival here. We're looking at the tropopause potential temperature. So you can see the tropical areas here. The atmosphere is just higher. There's more warmth here. And you can see with this trough, much lower tropopause there associated with low pressure. And if you put this into motion, you can kind of see these Rossby waves and these ridges rolling around. I always like to watch this atmospheric circulations here. You can see that upper level lows evolution there across some of the central Pacific there as well. So always fun to look at this one. And you can see that trough. It does start to weaken as we go through midweek here. And we're probably going to bounce back in some of these temperatures here across Pacific Northwest. We'll also take a look at those details here in a moment. This is looking at total snow Kuchera, the NAM12Z here, the 3 km high resolution model. You can see it nicely shows the terrain features across the Cascades, even some snow possible for the Olympics there. Some of the passes could even see a little bit of snowfall here over the next couple of days, and big snows across some of the higher terrain at BC and the Rocky Mountains, Idaho there as well, especially for this time of year. This is Paradise Mount Rainier. This is the live webcam out there, or at least it was. It's pretty recent, about 9:30 this morning. And you can see the visitor center showing off its a little bit of fresh new snowfall there, and some people up there enjoying that here in the middle of June. Now, this is looking at the NAM 3KM. This is what the Doppler radar may look like as we go through the day today. I'll put this into motion, and you can see the shower activity going on through the day today. You can see the development of the convergence zone as we go towards the afternoon hours. Cannot rule out a thunderstorm during the day with some of this activity, and you can see this continue on into the Cascades as well. And with some of these heavier showers, you could even see some snow getting down towards Snoqualmie Pass, Stevens Pass, and Paradise. Will be picking up some more snow here probably over the next couple of days as well. Now here we roll through Monday, and a little bit more organized widespread precipitation looks like it might be possible here as we go through Monday afternoon and evening. You can kind of see the spin in the atmosphere here now move down through Oregon as we go on into Tuesday as well. So multiple rounds of precip still coming, especially for the higher terrain there. Can't rule out thunderstorm potential as well, and very chilly. This is looking at the same thing here with the HER. This is a different high resolution model here. This one runs every hour, and you can see 15Z. That's about 8 o'clock here in Pacific Northwest. And you can see the development of that convergence zone here, and some pretty heavy showers rolling around here up through the foothills as well. Again, can't rule out a thunderstorm there. And you'll see this only goes out about 12 hours. It is running as I speak here. But yeah, it's going to be kind of an interesting day across the Puget Sound. Don't be surprised if you see some small hail or a couple of lightning strikes through the region here. This is looking at lightning flash density potential on the European, just kind of showing you here what's going on. As you can see, as we go through the day today, that potential across western Washington. Can't even rule out a lightning strike down across some of the Willamette Valley as well, and of course some of the higher terrain of eastern Washington, BC also. You can kind of see that kind of ebbing and flowing through there. And as we go into tomorrow, again, there's a couple areas that might get a thunderstorm as well. But, you know, it's not a big lightning storm coming in here. It's more like the one and done type things as these showers move past your areas. Now taking a look here, this is 500 millibars. You can clearly see the colder air aloft arriving with this trough here, spinning over the region. Just a perfect hit on the Pacific Northwest here. Trough carves out and then starts to weaken as we go through Wednesday here. So hopefully we'll bounce back in the temperatures for all you warm weather lovers out there. This is 700 millibars, 10,000 feet. Check it out right over the Pacific Northwest here. So that first one was 18,000 and this is 10,000 feet here. And that trough starts to weaken and you can see those temperatures aloft start to relax relax here as we move through Wednesday afternoon. This would be at 5,000 feet, 850 millibars here. Put it into motion there, and you can see the trough centered over the region here, and then the relaxing of the temperatures aloft as we start to go on into the extended. And something interesting in the extended, another trough looks like it might form out of the ocean here and bring some additional thunderstorm chances through the extended forecast. That's something we'll be watching here over the next few days. Won't talk too much about it today. This is 925 millibars, 2,500 feet, and you can see the colder air aloft. You can see more of the influence of the surface temperatures here, especially across some of the higher terrain, across some of the desert southwest and the Intermountain West here. But you can see keeping that heat away from the Pacific Northwest here, at least for a few days before it starts to try to return here towards the end of the week. As you can see, things warming up by the time we get towards Wednesday afternoon shown here. This is looking at total precipitation. European, last night's run. This is the ensemble mean. So this is all 50 ensembles averaged out here. Big amounts across some of the Rocky Mountains in Alberta. Look at the convergence zone signature here across the central Puget Sound. Good amounts for the Cascades all the way up through British Columbia, some of the higher terrain through Idaho as well. Even the coastal regions here, there's going to be a pretty good onshore flow with some shower activity over the next couple of days across some of Oregon. The coastal range will get some nice precipitation amounts out of this as well. And as we scroll off in towards the 144-hour range, you see that trough kind of coming out here that I talked about a little bit earlier here. But again, we're going to worry about that more in the upcoming days as we watch those forecasts evolve. This is looking at 2-meter max temperature here, and this is the national blend of models, and this is for today. The all-time record high low for today for Seattle is 58 degrees. So we may get close to that today. We might only get up towards 59 or 60 degrees today. This would be tomorrow. Again, just low 60s at best here for Seattle. You can see much of the temperature suppressed here across a lot of the Pacific Northwest with that trough directly overhead. Here we go. Tuesday, again, another quite chilly day across the region here. You notice the bounce back Wednesday. We're getting back close to normal here for Seattle and Portland. And by the time you get to Thursday, warming up a little above average here. So we could be bouncing these temperatures back nicely here as we go towards the end of the next week. I mean, Seattle could get up towards 80 degrees there. And then we'll see what it brings in the future here. But you can see generally above average as we go on in through the end of June here. But it is looking a little far out there. So just going to take it with a grain of salt at this point. This is the GFS ensemble mean. It's got 30 ensemble members and it averages all these precipitation amounts. You can kind of see the convergence zone signature here a little bit across some of the Central Sound. Big amounts across some of the Rockies and Alberta up there in British Columbia. The big winners here with some of this precip and some of Montana and Idaho getting in the action as well. The Cascades, even the Oregon coast, picking up some good amounts here. This would be all the way through Friday afternoon shown here. And now this is looking at a little bit wider view of things here. We're going to look a little bit further out into the future here on the GFS. This is the ensemble mean. Actually, let's update this information so we have the most as much data as the GFS has to offer right now. There goes that trough starting to weaken here. We try to build this ridge a bit here over the Pacific Northwest. It's like make up your mind here. You got a little bit of a Rex block here going on with a ridge here and a trough here. So we might turn, our component a little bit offshore here, allowing us to warm up or at least weaken the gradient and allow things to warm up a bit here. And you can notice this trough kind of sitting out over the Pacific Ocean here. Could bring some moisture back up over the area in the form of thunderstorms here as we go through the extended forecast. But again, we'll watch that further over the next few days. This is looking at 700 millibar temperatures here on last night's European run. And you can see that trough coming down across the area, weakening. And then you see this next trough kind of hanging off our coastline there. And that's the one that could bring some thunderstorm activity. This one out here as we go on in through the following week. Now looking at this Seattle-Tacoma International Airport 6-hour max temperature, you can see Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, pretty chilly, not getting much above the low 60s here. And then the bounce back as we go later through this week. So pretty good ensemble agreement, really, the European within itself, that we are going to start bouncing back here as we go on in through Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So you've got about today, tomorrow, and Tuesday with these pretty chilly temperatures of the upper level trough right overhead. This is the GFS. Again, something similar here. By the time you go into later this week, we're going to warm up a bit here. And then things get more chaotic in the ensemble runs, which is just 100% normal, really. Once you start looking at in the future that much, you're going to have big discrepancies through these individual ensemble members, and you'll see the control and the mean all over the place as you get into the future here. So this is 6 to 10 day temperature probability outlook. This is June 27th. And you can see the warmer temperatures potentially returning here to some of the area. 8 to 14 day. Look at that kind of bullseye right there along the Columbia Basin here. Maybe set up for a dust devil chase here as we go through the extended. I'll have to watch that. This is 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook. With that trough offshore there, it could continue to bring some precip back across the region. Look at the strong signal here for below normal precip across the desert southwest. This is 8 to 14 day, kind of an above average signal here across Pacific Northwest. This would run through July 1st. Now, if you missed this yesterday, these were issued June 15th. A few days ago now, but this is for August, seasonal temperature outlook. And a lot of this is driven by the El Nino that we think is coming here, is most likely coming. So as we scroll through here, this is August. Look at this signal here across the west coast of North America. Here is September. There's October. There's November. There's December. You're kind of getting the hint here. A pretty big signal there for some above average temperatures. This goes all the way out to January, February, March, and April here. You know, take it with a grain of salt, of course, here. And it's mainly El Nino driven at this point. But yeah, it is definitely there. And we're probably, you know, we're almost certainly going to be warmer than we were at times here, at least this last winter, this late winter into spring. We were pretty chilly at times here across Pacific Northwest, and things usually get flipped here when we are in El Nino years. So good probability for these above average temperatures. So anyway, yeah, if you get a chance across some of Western Washington, watch eyes on the sky there. Watch out for those lightning strikes. And then over the next couple of days down the Oregon coast, maybe some of the Willamette Valley up in the foothills. And if you're in the backcountry, watch out for those chilly temperatures out there, some snow for the higher terrain. And in the heavier showers, it could even get down towards the pass areas there. And big precip amounts coming for Alberta and the Rocky Mountains there, as you see this perfectly formed low pressure system, this big upper level trough right over the region. It's winter here in summer for the Pacific Northwest. And I know officially summer doesn't start until, what is it, June 21st. But however, meteorological summer starts June 1st officially here for the weather people around the planet. So anyway, I hope you guys get out a chance and enjoy that weather. Eyes on the sky. Watch out for some of those thunderstorms there. And again, if you're on the Washington coast, north of Pacific Beach, give me a jingle and we'll try to set you up with the weather station out there. So anyway, hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Click like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.